Senior Sales Director Carissa Campbell. So Carissa is a member of the 400,000 Unit Club. She was on the top director's trip to South Africa in 2013. And one of her career highlights was being the annual Miss Go Give in 2013. Big year 2013 was. But the thing that I can tell you about Carissa is she is a director with integrity. Okay? So that's one of the people that I trust most in the world. And I'm going to hand her over to you. And we're going to talk about business basics. So just to start off, what do I mean when I say business basics? Does anybody know what that means? How many people in the room use what our systems have to offer? Show of hands. So everybody knows what they need to do with my customers, my business. Yep. Yeah? So we're going to go through that today and make sure that every one of you leave here ready to go out and attack our systems. Okay? Get all your customers onto my customers. And I'm going to hand over to Carissa.
Well, good morning. Has everyone had coffee? Yes. We might need it. Welcome to our first full training day, and I hope I can see lots of notepads and pens out. I hope that you're ready to take some notes. We have a lot to get through in a short space of time, and I do tend to talk fast, so we need to keep up. As Lisa said, today we are going to be talking about, really it's business basics, and for some of you that are totally across this is going to be an absolute snooze fest. And for others, there might be a few bits that you can pick up that you can start implementing and start using to utilise at your fingertips. One thing Lisa didn't say is that I've probably been in Mary Kay longer than most of you have been alive. I have been with Mary Kay for 22, nearly 23 years, and I have always built a very strong sales business. I've got a very large customer base, and I'm in Tasmania, so most of my business is in southern Tasmania, but a couple of years ago I moved to the north of the state, so I have built a very large customer base in the north of the state, but I also have a lot of clients that are on the mainland. So for me to keep in touch with everybody in the old paper system when I started with Mary Kay, I would need filing cabinet upon filing cabinet upon filing cabinet upon filing cabinet. So that doesn't really make sense to me these days. So to use the system that we've got, everything to be at your fingertips, it was a really big transition for me. So who actually has been with Mary Kay for, say, more than 10 years? Yep, so there's quite a few of you. Even more than 5 years. You'd be using profile cards. You've probably got them stored in like boxes alphabetically and all that kind of stuff. I worked really hard a year or so ago to actually transition all of those and use my customers a whole lot more, and basically I use it for all of it. So I'm going to go through some real basics to get you set up so you're using everything that you've got available, not just bits and pieces. So it is time to move up in our business, and I love that theme this year. This is really, really basic, but just to give you a basic overview, we're going to be looking at personal websites. Some of you have got that set up fantastic. Some of you, we might need to streamline a few things. We are going to take a closer look at my customers, my business, your mobile business app, and then we're going to look at a few just really basic tips on transitioning into a really paperless business. And hopefully, if time allows at the end, I'm going to grab Lisa and we're going to do a little Q&A at the end. So if you've got questions as we go through, write them down and we will hopefully have time at the end. Just by a quick raise of hands, who is actually completely set up on their personal website? It all runs completely smoothly, like it's absolutely just runs perfectly. Personal websites? Yes. Anyone got the personal website set up that you have a few glitches and things just sort of don't go through as smoothly as you'd like? So there's a couple of tips I'm going to give you on that today. What about using My Customers? Who's actually got all of their customers logged into My Customers 100% and doesn't use a profile card at all? Anybody? There's a few, that's great. What about My Orders and the My Reminders section of my business? Using it? Beautiful. There's a few hands. So there's a lot of you that aren't actually really using everything that we've got available. Who's actually got the mobile, InTouch mobile app on their phone? Woohoo, that's awesome. And of course we had the little QR scanner code thingy that we could use yesterday, which was really good. Okay, let's have a quick look at your personal website. Your personal website really is the absolute key to running your business quite seamlessly on a day-to-day basis. It's going to allow customers to find you and connect with you and place orders at a time that suits them and basically from anywhere, any place. While really it still allows them access to all of the information from our Mary Kay corporate website, and it's at the tip of their fingers. So this is talking about your customers. They can access you on your personal website from wherever they are. It will even allow for customers who haven't ordered from you previously to connect with you and to find you through the beauty locator. Okay, so there's so many benefits to it. I've met so many new customers that have literally just gone and tried to find a consultant where I live. And they're women that I wouldn't naturally come across in my business, but now they're really good customers, and I've met women that they know, and it's built a whole nother arm of my business just because I've got a personal website set up and it's set up correctly. So you want to make sure that you are easy to locate and that your settings are configured in a way that's going to really ensure there's a really easy flow to your customer orders and nothing has those glitches, because we want it to be really seamless. You know, we want everything to go through really seamlessly, don't we? We don't want those problems. So we're going to look at a few things just step by step. And as I said, some of you have done this, so, you know, just switch off. So step one, obviously we need to sign up. If you haven't signed up for your personal website yet, it is one of the easiest things you can do. So basically just go to the quick links on your marykayintouch.com.au, click on the PWS manager, and you can see that up there on the screen. Then click on sign up now. You agree to the terms and conditions and you're basically getting signed up. Step two, we're going to set up your profile. You want to add all your relevant personal information as well as a picture. Remember that the Mary Kay difference is the added personal touch. So by adding a little bit of personal information about you and a professional photo, and I'm going to hone in on that one a little bit, a professional photo, it will make a real difference, and it's also going to help customers to basically understand that by purchasing from you, they're not just purchasing from a big corporation, they're purchasing from a real person. Does that make sense? It's not just, you know, a blank computer screen. Someone that's like you that's going to give them personal attention, it's going to be able to offer them advice. Now on the professional photo, fashionable, trendy, fun isn't professional. Okay? I like to have fun. I've got some of my consultants in the room. They know I like to have fun, okay? But a photo on a girls' night out with your girlfriends and a glass of wine in hand, not professional. A photo of your dog or your cat or a flower in the backyard, they're not gonna relate to you. Does that make sense? It needs to be a photo, and you don't have to go and have professional hair and professional makeup and spend, you know, 3 days trying to sort out like a professional photo. But you know, how you did your hair and your makeup last night, get someone to take a really great photo of you. If you're really happy with your hair and your makeup today, get someone to take that really great headshot and use that. Because you need to be relatable to a cross-section of people. Does that make sense? You might be 20, but you want to be able to attract people to you that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond. But it's the same on the other end. If you're more of the interesting age, like I am, in the 40, 50, 60 year bracket, I still want to be relevant to the 20-year-old to go, oh, she looks kind of nice, she looks like she knows what she's doing, so I'll click on her. Does that make sense? So you do need to make sure that it's professional, and it needs to be a photo of you. Nobody likes a photo of themselves. Can anyone honestly say, I look hot in every photo I've ever taken of me? I love that. We're women, you know, nobody says that, so don't do the, oh, I hate photos of me, so I'll just put one of my dog. It needs to be you. Okay, don't forget that you also can add into your profile the social media link. So, you know, they can click on your Facebook link, they can click through on Instagram, you know, all the other social media bits and pieces. So you can add all that stuff there, and they can have that cross-section, because even if they don't, you know, they've found you, they don't necessarily purchase through you to start with. If they've connected with you on Facebook and they can see things that you're posting, it's a layering process, isn't it? So it just all adds to your business. With the social media thing, make sure that you've actually clicked through on the social media guidelines. There's the link up there. It's on under business tools in the legal sort of section, so you can actually see what our guidelines are with social media, so you're not, you know, doing the wrong thing, and we all want to make sure that's right. The next thing that we want to set up is basically step 3, creating your website address. So this is the link that's actually going to provide your customers, you know, to connect with you directly. The simpler that you make it, the easier you are to find. My name's Carissa Campbell, but if I put on there, Carissa's really cool, nobody's going to find that, are they? Or, some other, whatever your nickname is, or, I've got, my maiden name is Hall, so my email address is Carissa@Hall of Fame. But that's a whole other story. If I had that as my website address for my personal website, people wouldn't find me. Does that make sense? Yeah. So actually, it has to be you, it has to be your name, I think. And just keep it really simple. Use your first name, last name, keep it lowercase, no symbols, dots, dashes, spaces. Just the simpler, the better, if you want people to locate you, which obviously this is the aim of the game. Are we keeping up? Yep. Yes, good. Step 4. The last one. The web address. Keep it simple, so your web address. So like my website address, if someone to find me, is marykay.com.au/Carissa Campbell. Okay, so it's just setting it up, super simple. Step 4, so this is where whether you feel like you've set it up and everything is awesome and perfect, I still want you to go back and have a look at your settings and double check that you have ticked the right boxes. So this step 4, step 5 is where I really want you to take some notice and go back in later today or tomorrow and just double check that you're right. So this is step 4 about promotions and offers. So under promotions, you will find that there's a link called free shipping offer, and you get to choose whether you want to offer them free shipping or not. So you pay the shipping or they pay the shipping. Now, the one thing I want to say on that is we live in a world where we all do online shopping, right? I don't just choose sites to buy from online that give me free shipping. If I like that pretty little dress or that great pair of shoes or want that thing, I buy it, whether I pay shipping or not. Does that make sense? So for me, my customers pay shipping, and I've never had one person query it. Okay? But you get to choose whether you set it up. Yes, you'd like to display free shipping, or that they will pay their own shipping. So it's just a simple tick box of yes or no. And then you can also set a limit as to the order levels that you want. So the second part of that is the Easy Ship and Guest Checkout. So these are the sections that I really want you to go back and check. Both are ways that customers are able to purchase directly from you. You do need to opt in if you want to do that, and you'll need to set a limit that you're really comfortable with supporting. The limit will define your responsibility should, say, a credit card payment be rejected by the customer's bank. Okay, so you've got different options there. I think it's 2, 3, 5 and 800. Okay, so Easy Ship, just so I can explain the difference, Easy Ship allows your customers to order direct from your personal website without you actually having to do anything. You don't have to process anything. It should just go through all really seamlessly. If you choose to enrol in Easy Ship, you obviously set that customer limit so they can order up to a certain amount without you having to look at it, touch it. It's just like, oh, little magic, cool, I've had a great order go through, and you get an email or a message or whatever. Does that make sense? So Easy Ship is great. I can't really think of a reason why you wouldn't opt into Easy Ship. All right? Guest Checkout is for those random customers that find you, say, through your personal website, the beauty locator, that kind of thing, that want to purchase a Mary Kay product, but maybe they don't know you personally, but they also don't want that personal contact at this point in time. They just want to anonymously go in, order product, get their product, and away they go. Does that make sense? Yeah. And their orders are also processed and shipped direct from Mary Kay. And once again, you've got to enrol in that, and you can set the limit that you choose, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 800 limit, okay, before you actually have to do anything. Once you've done all that, it's a simple matter of going, we're done. Okay, so it's pretty simple, but it's those promotions and offers in your settings where you really need to make sure that you're actually across it and it is actually set up right. So once we've ticked all those boxes, the next thing that I really want you to look at is the My Customers. So we're going to take a closer look at that, because this is a really comprehensive business tool that has been designed to assist you to manage your Mary Kay business. But it's a bit like a gym membership. You don't get fit just by having a gym membership. You've got to go to the gym, right? My Customers is an awesome tool, but it doesn't actually work for you if you don't use it, all right? So I want to pull it apart and make it really simple so you can start playing with it and feel a bit more comfortable with it. But when it's used to its fullest extent, it's really going to allow you to run your business really efficiently and paperless, basically wherever you go, okay? Simply by using online tools, you can manage all the day-to-day things that you need to do. My customers really comprises of three separate components: the customers, the orders, and reminders. So customers is really the section that allows you to manage your customers, keep notes about them, all that kind of stuff. It allows you to view your customer list. You can add, edit, and modify your customers, all their profile information, things like phone numbers, email addresses, product preferences, and so much more. The order section, it allows you to manage, obviously, the customer orders, and you manage new orders. You can have a look at the pending orders, the orders that are already processed, anything that's come through your personal website, the Mary Kay site, and anything from a sales ticket that you've actually created is all in there in that order section. And then, of course, the reminders section. This allows you to set up and manage all of your reminders. Anything that you wish someone tapped you on the back of the shoulder going, don't forget to call her in a week's time. You can set all that up in your reminders section. Now, for some of you, I know they're in the 20-year-old age bracket. It's like, I don't need to be reminded of anything. I'm across it all. But just trust me when I say, as your business gets bigger and you have more customers and you get older, you think that you're going to remember, but you don't so much. Anyone else agree with me on that? Okay, there's a few of the more interesting age in the room. Okay, so the reminder section is going to generate, obviously, those reminders for you. So we're going to take a closer look at some of those functions. My customers in the customer section, this is like a virtual profile card. Now, for some of you that have been around a little while, maybe you can relate to this, I don't know, maybe you can't. I don't really remember stuff, and I learned some time ago that I don't remember the stuff, but I really like to give good customer service and like to have a great relationship with my customers. So if I'm talking to a customer and she talks to me about the fact that they're about to go away on a trip to Bali, or the kids have just had chicken pox, or the kids are about to go on school holidays, it doesn't really even matter what it is. It doesn't have to be related to her skin. My profile cards were always covered with bright, colourful sticky notes. Like, I have sticky notes in every size, shape and colour you can imagine, and I'd write anything that she said to me, her husband's name, the kids had chicken pox, they're about to go to a trip to Bali, all those things would be written on a little sticky note. So the next time I spoke to her, hey Mary, how was your trip to Bali? Are the kids better now? They get over their chicken pox? Hope they enjoyed the school holidays. It's that little personal touch, does that make sense? But can you imagine 20-something years worth of profile cards with that many notes over them and all that? It wasn't tidy. This system, you can still do all of that stuff, but it's in your phone, okay? And it's all there, but it works so well when you use it, but it actually, they don't get that from the counter at Myers or David Jones. They certainly don't get that from a pharmacy or any department store, that kind of service, that interest and that care. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you can use it to your fullest advantage. Filling out like your virtual profile card, it really should be the first thing that you do when you meet or start working with a new customer and she's about to place an order for the first time. The customer function really is one of the most vital things for your business because it allows you to keep track of so much more than just your customer's contact details. It has a space that you can add information that's going to allow, just that extra Mary Kay touch, the times that you've spoken to them, the calls that you've made, even the language that they speak, the date of their profile, their birthday, their anniversary, whether they've just had a new baby, their new job, going on vacation, there's all that stuff, what their wedding anniversary is, anything else that you want to know. But there's also profile questions that cover things like skincare, makeup, their beauty style, their lifestyle. If you use it to its fullest extent, you can get a massive snapshot of every individual woman because it's not a one-size-fits-all business, is it? So you can personalise stuff. So it's actually as easy as clicking on Add New Customer. I don't know whether you can actually see that, but it's up in that top right-hand corner of the screen. Add New Customer. Then you add their personal information, contact details, any other information that you want to add that's specific to her, things that you want to remember, and you add her profile information and you click Save New Customer. Okay, simple? I told you this was basic. This is basically, as you can see, it's effectively the virtual profile card. It tracks everything that your customer purchases, so as you add more orders, it all brings that up on the actual screen. And if she's using your personal website, it automatically adds, and you can add things manually as well if you do something out of your inventory. Everything's obviously all in one spot and you're not flicking back through. My customers, and I'd probably set it up this way, whether that's good or bad, I'm not sure. I have customers that go, I need my foundation. Okay, great. They don't know what they use. I need that stuff that in the pink tube. Okay, great. Like, they don't know what they use, and I'm okay with that because I also know they're not going to go anywhere else because they actually don't know what they're ordering half the time. I need that stuff. I want that lipstick I got last time. Good. They don't know the colours, but I know. They know that I know. And I don't remember that stuff. I hardly remember what colours I use half the time, but it's all saved in here. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get that for you. Yeah, God, no, I'll get one of those easily. Oh, whatever. I have to go back and look and, oh, she's on, whatever. So it's all saved in there, so you don't have to remember that. Another really amazing function is that when a customer registers themselves to order using your personal website, they can create a wish list, and and that will link to their virtual profile card. So you can actually see that information, and it will guide you with some of the patterns and things that are going to help you fulfil their needs. Okay, so that's actually a really great tool to have as well. So encourage your customers to check it out. There's so much really great information on the website, and they can use some of those online services as well. I know that some of my Offspring directors and some of our consultants in their little private Facebook groups for their VIP clients, they run little competitions that if you go in and go to my personal website, fill out a wish list, and you'll go into a draw to win whatever. Like if you've got free bonus products this month, you can use it for those kind of things. It encourages that contact for your customers to go into your personal website link and look for the wish list and create those kind of bits of information so it adds them into the system. Does that make sense? Make sure that you've got it all. While your first contact with a customer may be through a beauty appointment or a party kind of concept, many customers love the ability to just be able to check everything out on the website because it has everything there. They can be sitting at home in their jammies and flicking through your website and checking out products. They can look at all the different tips, the trends, skincare. They can fill out little questionnaires and surveys to suss out what their skin needs, party information, even joining as a Mary Kay consultant. They can do all of that stuff if they know that they have access to it. The Mary Kay corporate website also allows them to register on the website and connect directly to you for ordering and obviously communication. Obviously, the best practice is to walk each customer through the actual process of setting up, but there's so much that they can do just without you even doing it. Upon registering, the customer actually gets an email from Mary Kay that will ask them if they want to receive update emails. You don't have to do anything with that. That automatically comes to them if they choose that. And once they've registered, just get them to click on Create a Personal Profile. Okay, so once a customer's registered with you, make sure that you encourage them to click on Create a Personal Profile because they can add all that other really good information. And that's also a page where there will be a really great statement stating why they should create a personal profile with you. Like, what are you offering them? And you get to tick all those boxes. Go back. Did I click too far? There we go. There you go. So you should leave me in charge of the clicker. Okay, so you've got that really great stuff. You can tell them a bit more about you and just all the things that you offer. I feel like I'm missing a page. Oh no, that's it. Okay. The order area. Let's have a look at that. The order area of My Customers is where you've got to go to manage all of your new, your pending and your process orders from your personal website, the Mary Kay website, or from sales tickets that you create. It gives you all the options that you need to start orders, new customers, process those orders, and it gives you a summary showing the orders that are pending, the orders that are processed, and the orders that are still actually processing. Actually, I've got another slide over there. You can see that a little bit better there. So I want to explain a couple of different bits here. The CDS is where it's actually, products are actually sent direct from Mary Kay, direct to your customer. That's Customer Delivery System, is that what it stands for? Service, okay, good. Customer Delivery Service. And the My Inventory option is where you've got stock at home and you're taking it off your shelf or you're ordering product in and you're going to do that personal delivery. So they're the two differences that you would actually be selecting there. So something really important to remember is that use your ordering tools even if you are providing your customer with product from your own inventory. Okay, and even if the customer's paying with cash, which probably not many do these days. But by logging each order, it helps you keep track of what your customer is using, when they've received it, and it also is going to log that sort of reminder. You can actually start logging reminders of that follow-up, that 2x2x2 process. It gives you a really great reason to be in contact with her, to see how she's going using the product, and it will tell you when to contact her as far as her usage and replacement of that product to provide that really great customer service. So always log every order that you're actually taking. And remember, it's just the really special touches that really make that Mary Kay difference. that other retail shops don't provide. Personalised service, and that follow-up personalised service is what keeps customers loyal and will keep them coming back for years and years and years. When you receive a PWS, or a personal website order, it's just something that I do, and I really want to encourage you to just remember to do it. It's just to flick those customers a text. It doesn't have to be anything too long and elaborate, but just a simple, hey, I noticed you ordered whatever they ordered. I just want to say thank you for your order. Hope you're still enjoying using your product. Got any questions? Want to try something new? We've got some new foundations coming. We should catch up. Let me know. Like it's another layer of a contact rather than it's just anonymous and random going through. Make sure regular customers you do send that ongoing text. Because your ongoing success in this business is going to come from those small, really meaningful little extra bits and pieces that you actually do. So creating a receipt and logging each order, once again, is really, really simple. If it's done through the PWS system, through CDS or whatever, it's done, it's automatically generated. But if you're doing it out of your own inventory, you're working with those customers, you want to be able to create a receipt. So really, it's actually as simple as just create receipt. So you log the order and then you just click the little link there that says create receipt. Okay? There is a box on there that you can actually see on the screen where you can actually add a message from you. So back in, a couple of years ago, I would handwrite a message on all of my invoices for my customers. Thank you for your order, whatever I would say. And I actually had a self-inking stamp that I had made up, but you have to go through it and do it all. But now you can just type it in and it comes out on the receipt automatically. Does that make sense? So you can still add those extra little touches. Hope you and the kids are well, or whatever you want it to be. Then obviously you want to create the receipt, and you can either create it in a PDF format or an Excel format. I personally like PDF. I don't know why, it's just easy. And I have a separate file document on my computer that I save all of those into my file for my records, and then I email it to my customer. Okay, so my pen does not hit paper at all. Makes it really easy. That's actually how the receipt will actually look. Okay, so you can see the little personal message there, the order, it's got your details, her details, all that kind of stuff. But it is really, really easy to use and keep it really paperless, but still personalised. Okay? Just because it's paperless doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be personalised. Okay, we are moving through really quickly because we're going to run out of time. Reminders. This is probably, I think, and it is an awesome function. It's probably one of the most underused functions that we actually have. When you use it effectively, it's like having a to-do list done in advance, and you don't even have to think about it. Mary Kay always said to write that 6 most important things list the night before, so you can get up the day that you're doing your Mary Kay stuff and your list of what to do, who to contact, who to call, who to connect with, who to follow up with. All those things are on that to-do list. By using your reminder section of My Customers, it's actually already done for you. Okay? So let's have a quick little look at it, because there's so many different categories that you can choose from. You can set personal reminders, there's PWS updates and obviously registration. You can follow up on orders, there's order delivery reminders, there's birthdays, there's anniversaries, there's reminders to book them for hosting a party, reorder reminders. There's so much stuff. Okay? And you just need to go in and play with it and see all the different functions that you can actually use. And it is really as simple as add new reminder, click on that little button, add a title and a description, the actual due date, and link it to the customer that you've already saved and add it as a customer and click the save button. Okay, so super easy. Add reminder, add the details of what you want to remember, the due date, link it to the customer, save. And then, just by magic, when you go in, I basically am going to really encourage you. There's actually 2 different ones there. These are actually from 2 different director friends of mine. I wanted to show you the difference. Different people can use it different ways. So it's not a one-size-fits-all either. But it does create like a to-do list, and it's going to save you so much time and so much thought, and you're not going to forget those things. So if I'm selling product to someone today and say it's skincare for the first time, I'm going to set a reminder to make sure that I follow up with her next week to see if she started using a product, how her skin's feeling, and to schedule that review of her product another couple of weeks down the track. I will set that reminder. Then when I go into my reminders list on Monday, it's actually already on that list. It's like, oh, that's right, I've got to call Sally, because I've already set it up at the time of her order. All right? But it's going to give you, by doing this in advance and doing it at the time and setting up those reminders, it's going to free up your time when you're scheduled to do Mary Kay time to just do those income producing activities. Because we can waste so much time thinking about who was it that I was supposed to call, and flicking through going, who were those last orders that I did, and trying to figure all that stuff out. But if you use the reminder section, diarise to say, for me it's a Monday, I go into my reminders list every Monday and just basically go, okay, this is what I do this week, because I can get a week snapshot at a time. So they're the people that I need to call that's probably been set up last week, the week before, a month ago, 6 months ago. But when you set up their profile, it gives their birthdays, anniversaries, all of that automatically comes into your reminders list. So it's a very cool function. You don't have to wait for Facebook to remind you someone's having a birthday. But it's going to allow you to give really great follow-up service, really great customer service by using that function. Okay. My Business is another really great function that you can access via the Mary Kay InTouch site. And I really like this. For those of you, there's plenty of red jackets and people with Teams in their in the room, looking at the screen rather than what I'm supposed to be saying. The My Business function really is great so you can track yourself, but for those of you that have teams, you can track your team as well, and you can have all your team's contact details at your fingertips in the My Business section. So you can look at, when you're looking at My Business, you've got everything from production and your sales overview for you. So you can see that full snapshot of exactly where you're at with your sales. If you've got a team, it will give you action items for your team, which we'll look at a little bit closer in a sec. It will give you all those contact details for your teams. Every time you add a new team member to your team, you don't have to add them to your email list and your mobile numbers, and you don't have to do all that stuff because it's all done in My Business. And it's got loads of reports and tracking, so you don't even have to create tracking sheets for, say, the Ladder of Success program or any other promotions that we've got going on with Mary Kay, because it's all there for you at your fingertips. If you're going, I wonder how close I am to that Sapphire Star this quarter to get that $500, you can go into My Business and go to your report section and find it and track it, and your figures are already there, what you've done and how much you've got left to go to earn your star. So you don't even have to pull out a calculator. For those of you, and I know we've got some consultants in the room that hate me when I start talking maths and we start doing numbers. So it's all there for you. You can also access your monthly statements and other documents and stuff from there too. So let's have a really quick look at the action items list. And this is, as I said before, this is really particularly useful for those of you that have teams and for those of you that are building teams this year. This is going to automatically generate reminders for your team members and of upcoming birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of stuff. But it's also going to let you know if they're close, like your team members are close to earning, say, Business Builder rewards, or if they're close to earning a star in their Ladder of Success, those kind of things. And it's going to prompt you to congratulate them for anything that they've done. But it's also going to prompt you to connect with your team members going, oh my God, did you realise you're so close to earning your star this quarter? Hey, you're super close to earning Business Builder 2 this month. Like it gives you all of that information there, so you're not searching around looking for it, it's actually right there at your fingertips. But once again, connecting and contacting and communicating with the team is really important. Let's take a really quick look at going fully mobile. Everything that you need in your Mary Kay business, we already know that at your fingertips, but really at the moment with mobile access, it's just in the palm of your hands. So the mobile app has got things covered like My Business, which we've just kind of overviewed super quickly, things like your online agreements, My Contest, which is all of your tracking, Ladder of Success, all that kind of stuff. But it also has online ordering on the app as well, so you can do all of that stuff on your mobile. And if you don't have it, there was the little QR scanner thing we could go to yesterday, but if you don't have it yet and you didn't get the code, go to the InTouch site, it's actually all on there. Go to the InTouch site, click on Digital Zone, follow the link to download the app on your phone, select iPhone and Android and just follow the links and you've all set up. And this is how it's actually going to look once you've done it. Everything you need is at your fingertips. Your login is your consultant number and your password that you use on the normal InTouch site, but it really is business on the go in the palm of your hands. But I want you to think about the places that you go in your week where, we do waste a lot of time, standing in the queue at the supermarket, you're at your son's soccer match, you're watching your daughter's dancing lessons, waiting for the kids at school. I know for me, sitting at the hairdressers, I love it, but there's only so many trashy magazines that you can flick through, but you've got your business in the palm of your hands. You can, you can be in contact with your customers, you can be in contact with your team, you can be doing your online ordering right there, while you're spending 3 hours at the hairdressers, if you're high maintenance like me. But the possibilities are endless. For those of you that are working another full-time job, think about that coffee break or 10 minutes in your lunch hour when you can pull out your mobile phone and you can actually start contacting some of those people as well, because it's just all there. The options really are limitless, and it makes your business really truly mobile, and it's a really way, and it's a convenient way in the really busy lives that we lead. It enables you to use small snippets of time that you have every day, and definitely every week, because sometimes the thing that holds us back in our business is it's like, I'm so busy, I'm running around doing all these things, I don't have a day I can devote to Mary Kay. But the great thing is these days you don't need 24/7 to devote to Mary Kay. If you've got 10 minutes here or 20 minutes there or 30 minutes there, you can still be in contact with an awful lot of people because it's right there on your fingertips. Okay, let's have a look at just some really, really quick tips on driving a paperless business. Something that, for me, that's been around for a long time and gets stuck in old habits. This was hard to convert to. And I sort of tried it and did really like it, and then I turned up at an appointment once and I was in a rush and I forgot to pack. There was no pens in my bag, there were no profile cards, there were no order forms, so it forced me to go paperless. I had my phone and I had a tablet. So basically customers filled out their details on the phone. They set themselves up in My Customers basically. Okay, so instead of me filling out the page profile card, they did it all online. Okay, then I didn't have to go home and fill it all in when I got home. So I really want to encourage you to try that. I did that basically by mistake and kind of got forced to doing it and going, oh gosh, that was so much easier. I don't even pack the stuff anymore, it just all goes through. I hand them while I'm setting up my display, setting up all the placemats, the table, doing all that stuff. As the guests come through the door, I hand them my phone or a tablet and just ask them to fill out their details, pop themselves into the system, and I can still have the conversation with them. So tell me a bit more about your skin. Okay, so I think you're going to be using normal to dry today, you might need combination oily or whatever. I still have that conversation, but it's all done on my phone or tablet. Everyone have a mobile phone? We can all do it, okay? Super easy. The second thing that I really want to encourage you to do, and particularly for those of you that have got the box of profile cards, is use this as a really great excuse to start updating the customers that you've had or that you've grown or that you've built and you've worked with over however many years it's been. For me, it was a really great excuse to connect with every single customer I'd ever worked with, because it was just a simple matter of, hey, we've got this really great new system, I'm going a bit more paperless and just want to streamline everything, but I want to make sure I've got all of your updated details. If you've got just a couple of quick minutes that I can do that with you on the phone, and I basically logged all their details in My Customers while I had them on the phone, and then I could just toss their profile card. Does that make sense? Okay, so just, use it as a really great excuse to connect. Create a separate file, which I've already said, create a separate file to save all those order receipts for your clients, and then obviously just email the receipts to the customer so you don't have to fill out any paper. Okay, that makes it super easy. And the fourth thing there is use that reminders function and treat it like it's your own personal assistant. Use daily and weekly to-do lists. All that stuff's really already done, but create those reminders at the time that you're actually working with those customers or creating those orders. And then obviously check in, whether it's weekly to My Business, so you can stay up to date with your team and track all of those promotions, things like Ladder of Success and all that stuff. You really do have every single thing that you need at your fingertips. But the one thing I really want to encourage you to do, for those of you that are super happy with it, super familiar with it, just go and check a few of those settings, make sure everything is, all the boxes are ticked and it's correct. And for those of you that are not really across it, just go in and have a play with it, because you can't break it. And if you do break it, there'll be someone much smarter than me that can fix it. But you can't muck anything up. Just go in and have a play with it and set it up, because there's so many functions that's really going to make your life so much easier when you actually get used to it. And my personal philosophy in this business is that we want to work really smart. I work hard, but I want to make sure what I'm doing is really smart as well. So I think we've got a couple of minutes. I'm going to get Lisa to come out with me. And we're going to do a really quick little Q&A. Any questions that we've actually got? Woohoo. Okay. So I was super quick, I know.
Yeah, so we've got 10 minutes left, so.
I have a question, please. Is this
Can you stand up?
Oh, good.
We need big outside voices.
Yeah, outside voices, please.
Yeah, thanks so much. Awesome presentation. Will this be available on education on
We
on
can
the
do
site?
that, yes.
Yeah, that'd be great if you can.
Yeah, we're also going to do the same thing with sales directors this afternoon, and we're going to be encouraging sales directors to bring it into their unit training as well.
Yeah.
So.
Lisa's actually got some, actually she gave me his notes that I could work off from today, but Lisa's actually already got some stuff set up that's got a lot of this step-by-step stuff, so that would be really great just to be able to put on our community page for you guys to access, just the step-by-step process, just so you are set up properly.
Yeah.
And if you guys do want it, feel free to request it from us. we will go ahead and do a webinar on the same thing or expand it on different parts if that's what you want. You just need to, again, use the outside voices and let us know what you want.
Oh, thank you.
Requested? Great.
Hi, I'm just wondering about overseas orders. How do they work through the website?
You really can't use overseas